Hello everybody and welcome back to an Ecologist Plays. We are back in Ancestors and we are just staring at grey crowned cranes on the other side of the river there, as well as a family of the African Miocene otter, which is a large species of otter that used to occur in Africa. Now those ones would be Enhydriodon dikikae. Dikikae coming from the where it was originally discovered, named after the Dikikae Valley, where they were discovered, and Enhydriodon basically meaning teeth like Enhydron, which is, I think, one of the modern genera of otters. These otters, they're not quite sure how or what they were feeding on. However, it is believed that they were mostly terrestrial rather than aquatic, so they were found mostly on land. It's therefore likely that they would have occurred in... Hello, you're unhappy with me? Okay, fine. I'm just going to chase you away. It most likely would have fed on things in and around the water. Like modern otters, most likely would have fed on fish as well and crustaceans. Around here in the Western Cape in South Africa, we have the Cape clawless otter as well, which tends to feed on things like crabs quite a lot. So very often in the dung you will find pieces of crab shells. Okay, I think our hominid is quite tired, but we're going to just push him to his limits. Now, the Enhydriodon was actually an amazingly large otter. I believe it's one of the largest ones that they've discovered thus far, and was only recently discovered in 2011. Now, as we watch them, or that one swimming around there, they are very agile in water as well. They have got webbed feet. It's most likely that Enhydriodon also would have had webbed feet. Enhydriodon is actually one of the most well-preserved species of that genus that they have found thus far. With most of it consisting of the skull of the otter, and it's amazing what you can actually uncover about an animal based on the skull. Oh my word, there are some more otters over there as well. We're just going to swim towards this one. We're going to try and poke one with a stick, because we have to kill and eat all the animals we can possibly find, although our poor hominid over here is suffering as a result of us trying to swim here, not used to the swimming. Hominids not being very well adapted to swimming. Notice the baby was actually on the back of the adult here. Oh, I know why we are struggling. We are actually playing as an elder, but he's going to poke the otter with a stick and chase him off. Now, we obviously have lost our stick, but we have got a rock, which is perfectly fine. We can still, whack things with that. We are just going to make our way around the side of the lake over here. And this, as I've mentioned last time, probably being one of the African Rift Lakes, which is a whole series of lakes that were formed when the Rift Valley opened up. Now, there's no way for us to actually easily swim around that side, so we are going to have to climb over. Let's just have a look, see if we have got any area to uncover. No, we've got the otter's den over there. And then way in the distance, we do have most likely the marker for the Great Lake landmark. So we're going to go towards that to obviously uncover that as well. And on our way, we do of course have to be careful while getting attacked, because we're most likely going to be attacked by anything and everything on the way. Oh my word, hello. There's something new for us as well. I believe called Gorgops, which is a massive hippo. And we'll talk about them as well. Most likely going to get trampled by one in a moment. Not sure what is coming closer. Oh, it's a white macaw it is. And we're going to hit him with a rock. Now go away. Oh my word, okay. And he's attacking our other hominids. Yay. I haven't had enough, eh? There. Take that. Of course, he's cornered. So we're just going to keep on wailing on him with a rock. Come on. Until we are eventually going to hopefully kill him with a rock. Going to be very interesting, but in any case. come on. Oh my word, this is the first time I've actually managed to get a kill with a rock. It's even more brutal than stabbing them with a stick. Oh, gotta love it. Yeah, we are truly vicious. Okay, so let's inspect. Because we haven't actually eaten the white Machaeridus meat, so might as well, have this little delicacy on the banks of the Rift Valley. And then we were going to have to address the fact that one of our hominids will be bleeding. So Machaeridus albus, albus being white, so this of course then being, a white Machaeridus or Amphimachaeridus, we are going to probably get an non-omnivorous upset stomach because of the fact that we're eating the meat over here. And the babies are just like, come on, give me some meat as well. But yeah, so Machaeridus, quite cool. So this again being a leucistic one, while we're just eating what we've got here. Apparently we are under attack again. Oh, I think I know from what. Oh, they are hippos. Hopefully they can't actually get to us over here. Oh, they can. Hello. So this is not the good situation to be in. We really need to run. Come on. Come on, friends. Let's get out of here. We don't have a stick. We've got a piece of meat and we've got a rock. Not ideal when trying to face off against freaking hippos. Okay, where's our third hominid? We got anyone with us? Oh, he's in the water. Oh, yeah, that's brilliant. Okay, anyway, let's run away. I haven't actually finished eating this. Still, it's a little, as we call it in Afrikaans, patkos, meaning food for the road. Okay, finally finished eating that. That's good. Now, we need to get a stick. We need to protect ourselves a bit better and get out of the way of the hippos. There's a stick. Obviously, there's sticks down there. And there are also hippos down there. Brilliant. We also need to actually treat the wounds of that one hominid there. It doesn't appear to be anything up in the canopy. Okay, so he's bleeding, obviously, which means we need to find something to stop the bleeding. There may be a bit of water up ahead, so we may be able to find some horsetails there. Hopefully he won't die in the meantime. We do need a stick as well, so that we can at least protect ourselves a bit better, because, a stone takes a few more whacks to kill something like a Machaeridus than a sharp stick does. So let's just get ourselves some extra protection here. Let's have a look. Any place we can discover around here? No, but there appear to be, yes, kapok fibers up in that tree. We will be able to treat the wounds of that one hominid by going towards that tree over there. Okay, brilliant. Okay, makes it a little bit easier. I don't even know what I was saying before. We were attacked by the Machaeridus and then by the hippos. Who's the bleeding one? I think this one up here is the bleeding one. Yes, indeed. We'll just switch over to her. And then we'll just quickly apply the kapok fibers to try and stop the bleeding, or to stem the bleeding over here. Works wonderfully. And we'll also give her a sharpened stick. Well, a stick at least. Okay, so I can actually run around as an adult again. The reason we were running around as an elder is because we had the fear of the unknown, way in the background there, and the other area there by the otter's den. However, as you can see, running around as an adult, we don't tend to have that at the moment, which is brilliant. Now, of course, there's a whole pod of hippos over there, and hippos are exceptionally dangerous. Most likely one of the most, if not the most dangerous animal in Africa. When you're going out into the African bush, you think you should be afraid of things like, lions and leopards and elephants and whatnot. But these two-toned beasts are really, really terrifying. And basically they are juggernauts when it comes to running around. Now we're just going to try and get one to charge at us, not the whole pod, otherwise we're definitely not going to survive. We just want one to come towards us, so that we can poke him with a stick. But no such luck. Okay, we're not going to bother with him now. But as I was saying, with the Machaeridus though, with it being Machaeridus albus, now I don't think there wasn't a species like Machaeridus or Amphimachaeridus. Hello piggies, let's just chase you guys away. actually have tried to chase them towards the hippos, they may have actually killed them. There was no such species as Amphimachairodus albus. Instead, albus just being referring to the fact that it's a leucistic Amphimachairodus. What the species is, most likely, is Amphimachairodus giganteus. But Amphimachairodus giganteus did not actually occur here in Africa at all, and definitely not during the Miocene era. There are some more hippos lying around on the beach over here. Really a dangerous area to be in. We're just going to skim around on the right-hand side here, almost walked straight towards them. If we can get more piggies, we can try to chase them into the hippos. Not sure whether they would kill them. Hippos generally being herbivorous, so eating all kinds of plant material, but, and that's a very big but, they can and will eat meat if it is available. There have been quite a few records, especially in recent years, people actually noticing it. Not as increasing in abundance, but just, we are seeing it more because we are paying more attention. Oh, something's being attacked. Oh, snap.
It was at this moment that he knew. He fucked up.
That kitty is so... that kitty instantly regrets the mistakes it has made in its life. Okay, so let's try. See if we can chase the piggy. Oh, it got stabbed. Okay, I wanted to chase the piggy towards the hippos. However, it managed to actually get stabbed by our one hominid. And a piggy also annihilated by the Thoropyarnorsons crocodile. Okay, as I've mentioned previously, named after a great conservationist in terms of crocodiles. I think it was a Dr. Thoropyarnorsons. Thoropyarnorsons, yes. Okay, oh. Okay, we are getting mauled by everything. Oh, and... oh, goodness. What a fight. Okay, I wasn't sure whether it's actually possible for the Enhydriodon to be killed by the otters, but it seems it may be possible. There's our stick, and there's our stone, and we have broken bones. Okay, so we got our bones broken by the fact that the Enhydriodon whacked us. No, I hear a crocodile. Let's just head away from the crocodile. Let's head toward our stick. Probably going to be attacked by an otter now. Oh no, they're running away. Okay, so all you need is a rock in your hand and you can chase away the otters. In any case, so many things I've been talking about, and then every time I get chased by something or tried to almost killed by something or terrorized overall by something. But let's conquer our fears. At least we can see what's happening around us. Okay, we've got a broken bone. That's, understandable. We got gored by a giant warthog. But what I was actually, one of the things I was speaking about, the hippos, the Nile hippos we've got in Africa, known to take meat occasionally. There have been many instances of wild dogs and other animals chasing antelope species, and then those antelope basically go into the water to be safe or safer, and then they get attacked by hippos. And then the hippos drown them, and what happens then is, well, they die. And then they obviously get eaten by the hippos. Now, crocodiles, as I've mentioned, before being so rudely attacked by otters while I was, trying to conquer my fear, our crocodiles are typical river edge hunters or water edge hunters, ambushing their prey. And, if you're a hominid and you're drinking water like this, you really need to actually be looking out, because there may be a crocodile just below the surface over here, which is not, where you want to be. And then once prey comes close, they're obviously able to launch out of the water to grab their prey. And I have seen crocodiles jumping out of the water quite a bit. They use their very powerful tails and kind of push themselves off the bed of the lake or river as well, and then just kind of jump out at their prey. And once they grab on, there's almost no escape. Of course, we as humans can try and poke them in the nose or on the nose, hit them very hard, or go for their eyes. But that's, that really is a long shot, being successful in that. So it's going to be difficult. And, best way to survive, don't go near the water's edge. Now, of course, that's easier said than done because you need water. And therefore, it may be a little bit difficult to actually avoid crocodiles altogether. And that's kind of the situation we are stuck with over here. We need to get to a rock outcrop so that we can discover the Great Lake. But unfortunately, there's a crocodile there was a crocodile between us and the rock outcrop we need to go. And we need to go to that rock outcrop there with the cranes on them. There used to be, or there was, before when I took a nap, there's the Thorbjarnarsson's crocodile actually with the otters. Not triggering the attack yet, but it's probably going to attack the otters in a moment. Hey, we made it though. We should then be able to from right over here, and I think our other hominids have also joined us. No, we're not able to. Oh, maybe from down here. If these ones are swimming. Yes, we can discover the Great Lake. The lakes like these generally being in low-lying areas, and with it being most likely one of the Rift Valley lakes, that does mean that it opened up, of course, as the two tectonic plates along the Rift Valley opened up, and over time, of course, it got filled with water. Typical tectonic lake. I think we are basically being attacked by a crocodile, though. It's not ideal. Or not. Okay, that's fine. Fine by me. But now, of course, the question is, where to now? There is the crocodile, swimming, using its very powerful tail to propel itself through the water, moving side to side. On the bank over there, we've got the dead black Macauridus. And then over here, we have got a crocodile and some otters. And we're most likely going to have the otters killed by the crocodile in a moment. Oh, okay, the crocodile is heading towards us. We can, however, chase the otters towards the crocodile. That is almost certainly going to result in another little clip playing of the otters being killed by the crocodile. Let's have a look here. One of our hominids is under attack. Was being attacked by the crocodile. We've come to the rescue. Our one hominid is now, of course, bleeding. And we need to really get out of here before we try and treat that. Okay, let's head out first. Fun little adventures. Now, of course, as we start heading out of the forest here, really opening up the environment, and because it is a little bit more open, we tend to see more things like grasses all along here. Grasses don't do very well in very dense forests. Around here, where I am based, we've got quite a lot of forests. And in the forest, I think there's basically one or perhaps two species of grasses that survive there. Very few species able to survive in the extremely shaded environment. They prefer a little bit more open areas. And therefore, as we go towards the savanna, the grasses are going to become a lot more abundant. Now, of course, as we head out into more open environments, we're also going to see a change in the animals that we can encounter. Because obviously certain animals are just better suited for life in the jungle than others, and others are more or better suited for life in the open savannas than some of these other species would be. So we are most likely going to, or in theory, we would see fewer and fewer of the black Macauridus as we head out into more open environments, because the black color, the melanistic form of jaguars and leopards and big cats like that, are generally more found in your forested environments because it gives them a bit more of an advantage in the darker environments that you find under the cover of the trees. So in dark jungles, that's a better or more camouflaged coat color to have. But as we start heading into more open environments, it's not going to confer any type of advantage to the Macauridus if it is black or not. So as a result, we should, in theory at least, see fewer and fewer of the black Macauridus. However, whether that is actually the case, I don't know. It's going to be interesting to actually see whether it is or not. But let's have a look and see if we can find anything interesting in here. Can't hear anything. Can we smell? What do we smell? We've got, oh yes, some trapped insect. And that's it. Okay, but let's head in. In any case, let's explore this cave network. It appears to be a limestone cave of some sort. So limestone is a basic rock, not meaning it's simple, but meaning that it is more alkaline. And then rainwater, as we can hear falling on the outside here. Oh, there are lots of spiders over here. Not ideal. If we get bitten by them, we will be envenomated. Let's just head up to the ceiling over here. Avoid the spiders. Those appear to be some kind of baboon spiders. In any case, rainwater, as I was saying, as you can hear falling outside, would be acidic, or at least slightly acidic. And what happens then is, as it percolates through the rock, it actually results in the limestone to some extent dissolving. And as it then enters into a more open area like this here, you have the limestone infused water basically moving through the rock, eventually dripping onto or dripping over there, and as the rain or as the water drops fall down, it leaves behind the limestone, which then forms these stalactites at the top there. And as it drips onto the ground, some of the calcium or some of the limestone may still be in there, and that then forms these stalagmites at the bottom here. So stalactites, they being the ones on the ceiling because they've got to hang tight, and then stalagmites being the ones at the bottom here because they might eventually reach the ceiling. Ooh, but there's an interesting creature right over there. Notice it is something new. Now, this species does exist, or did exist, but it isn't quite as big as shown here. But again, we've got scorpions between us and that new creature. And these are thick-tailed scorpions. They are venomous, so not ideal to actually step on. So we are going to jump and be attacked by a massive creepy crawly. Are we going to kill it in one blow? We are! Oh my word. Scolopendra cingulata. Okay. Scolopendra being a genus of massive centipedes. Now, not as massive as these. The largest centipedes, though, are this, not this size, but the largest centipedes would belong to this genus, Scolopendra. We actually have got, in South Africa, we have got some Scolopendra centipedes as well, but as I said, not this size. Okay, but we are going to butcher it. We do need to actually eat centipede as well, or some kind of insect meat, so we are going to do that, and we are going to get sick of it by eating it. But notice with centipedes here, the name means 100 foot, which isn't true because it doesn't have 100 feet. But notice that the body consists of a whole bunch of segments, and there's one pair of legs per segment. Millipedes, which means 1,000 feet, which again, not true. I think they've got around about 120 something pairs of feet on average. But millipedes have got 2 pairs of feet per body segment. So that's a nice way of differentiating between millipedes and centipedes. Centipedes also move side to side. You can see kind of the body twisting around here in the S shape, whereas millipedes just kind of move in a straight line with their rows of feet coordinating themselves. Now, at the front here, which is quite formidable, is a modified pair of legs. And that will deliver a venomous bite. So centipedes being venomous, which millipedes are not. Millipedes generally are poisonous though. So millipedes very often contain, I think cyanide, not cyanide, some kind of, yeah, I think it's cyanide. They contain some kind of toxic substance, whereas centipedes over here would contain venom, which they have got in their front legs there, modified front legs, and they use that then to envenomate their prey. But quite an amazing creature. As I said, larger than it would normally be. Now, big enough to really scare a person. Yesterday, I was playing Green Hell with my wife, and I was carrying around, in the game, I was carrying around palm leaves, and in the process, a centipede scurried over my arm, and I had forgotten that is actually a new feature in the Green Hell game. And as a result, I kind of gave a bit of a shriek, because, you know, something like that running over your hand or arm is not something you want. Not in real life, and not in the game either. But we're going to head quickly in that direction, identify that area, and then we are going to go back to our clan, back to our settlement, after a very, very successful expedition, I do believe. Last time we did manage to find the meteorite that was at the top there, and today we managed to survive quite a few attacks, managed to encounter a few new creatures as well. Okay, so we are getting closer and closer to this location over here. Let's have a look. Is there another location somewhere that we have missed that we don't have? Not to that side. And then there's one way off in the distance. Okay. There is another black Amphimacharidus in the front there. Not keen to stab it, mainly because it means we have to make another stick then. So we're just going to, when we get closer, we're just going to try and chase him off. Or hit him with a rock. That also works. Going to keep the stick for when we actually want to kill something. Ah, we hear you. Come on. We're going to whack you with the rock. Boom. Get out the way. And we have reached the location, which is a beautiful waterfall site with an arch over it, and let us discover it. This place is called what? It's called the Funneling Arch. Yeah, I guess that's because the water is being funneled through under the arch. Quite a nice place. Not a lot of food in the area, lots of water. Very strong current on my way there. On my way here, I did get washed downstream, which wasn't a fun experience, but eventually made it across here. Yeah, quite beautiful. And now, I guess we have to head home. Now, our hominid is extremely tired, so I'm just going to climb up the arch here. And we're just going to try and just take a little nap up at the top here, hopefully. Hopefully we'll be quite safe. Shouldn't be any predators able to get up here. So if there's a good spot to sleep, this is probably it. Okay, so we're just heading towards our base camp, or our settlement again. And we have come across this again. Now, last time I was trying to talk about the snail we've got over here, the African giant snail. We got attacked, and I actually didn't speak about it at all. But this species is an extremely, extremely invasive species. Now, in this case, our hominid over here is eating it, but it is not recommended for eating. Now, you would think that people who love escargot would love eating it, but there are chances of getting a whole bunch of parasites from it, which obviously is not ideal. Not sure about you guys, but I prefer not getting parasites when eating food. But there have been cases of eating this specific species, and very often either not cooked or not cooked properly, and then individuals getting a whole bunch of roundworms and other types of things, including one that results in a type of meningitis, which you don't need me telling you that's not ideal. So generally not the best to eat. And then also in areas where they have been and they've been released, they tend to take over the environment as well. They are hermaphrodites, which means that each individual is both male and female at the same time. And so two individuals getting together and getting it on basically means two individuals able to lay eggs. And then they can actually increase in number quite rapidly as a result of that as well, as snails generally do. There's a nice little drop-off area over here. Let's see whether we can... Yeah, I think we can make the jump. Yay, we did. Okay. Now, of course, as I was saying, the snails are extremely invasive, and they've taken over very large areas of the world. Now, as far as I recall, they have been picked up in Florida as well, in North America, or the USA, but they haven't been seen there, I think, since 2006, if I'm not mistaken, and that's because of a very successful eradication program. Okay, so over there, it's actually one of the cases where they managed to get rid of one of the exotics that have taken over the area. I think there's another black Amphimacharidus over there, so we're just going to steer a bit more to the right towards our settlement, which should be just over the rise over here. But yeah, the giant African land snail, coming from Africa, mostly East Africa, extending all the way down to northern South Africa as well. But invasive pretty much all around the world. And I think it is also classified as one of the top 100 invasive species, which is not a good thing to be, but they are extremely invasive. Generally, though, they don't take over very dry areas. They do need a bit of a wetter environment, and as a result, they're where I was raised or born and raised in more arid South Africa, generally not able to survive there. Which it's one good thing about the dry environments. There's another black Amphimachairidus way over there, so we're just going to steer between him and the other one. So really quite abundant in this area. We're just going to keep on going straight towards our settlement and end the expedition so that we can have a bit of a rest there. And we have made it back safely, so we're just kind of relaxing a bit here by the side of the waterfall, and this is then where we are going to end today's episode. So thank you again for joining me on this little adventure with Sahelanthropus tchadensis, the family of chads that we've got over here. So if you enjoyed the video, please leave a thumbs up at the bottom there, and also subscribe if you haven't yet. It really helps the channel out to grow a bit. And then, of course, until next time, stay safe, and I will see you guys soon.